I wholeheartedly agree, Liara. Welcome back to Mass Effect Legendary Edition Control Run with Kendrix Shepard. I'm just talking bird. In the last episode, we took care of the Rek'Nai, took out Matriarch Benezia, and learned just what kind of kinky stuff that Saren is into. So, Noveria is pretty much done now.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu Relay?
Well, we could, but...
The Mu Relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The Commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the Commander resign when I wasn't looking?
Ashley, you're a smart girl. You should recognize when someone has a fucking point.
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
Look, this is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew dismissed.
Noveria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yeah, let's keep him apprised.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rek'Nai on Noveria?
And then released the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
Well, if they live up to their part of the bargain, 0. And if they don't live up to their part of the bargain, still 0, because I'll kill them personally.
This queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
Spiritus, I think, is a bit more reasonable than he seems. I can't quite confirm it, but I feel like he understands more than he lets on. But speaking of understanding, let's get a little more understanding of the people in our employ. Let's talk to Caden.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Killing Saren's, what was Benezia anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. Tassoni's hurting, though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Any opinion on the Rek'Nai?
Off the record? If we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't out here during the Rek'Nai War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Anything I can do?
No, Commander, it'll settle down. It's rough sometimes, but they spike higher than a lot of L3s. Besides, I fared a lot better than some after Kinetics was through.
I haven't heard anything about Kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I feel like there's more to that story. Let's have a chat with our sorry friend.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody down there. Oh, but there is something I can examine for some cheap XP. Sleeper pods. Which I imagine are for if we have to like go a real long distance and have to go into cryo freeze. Batman. Na 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 Batman. Na 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 Batman. Batman. What we got, man?
For supplies?
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Alrighty. Oh, got the other specters that we can get. I think I've got enough that I can get all of those. Yes. Unfortunately, I can't get anything better than that. Well, balls. What can I sell, though? Chemical rounds. Combat sensor. Combat sensor. 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 Five, 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 five. Right. Let's see what this is compared to what I got. 16, 210, 14. I mean, I can afford it now, but... yeah, it's not worth it. Whoops. A little less on the accuracy rating, but I can fix that with some upgrades. In fact, I'll just make that the most accurate assault rifle possible. less on the heatsink capacity. Alrighty. Oh, I've already got the badass one there. Ooh, that sniper rifle's better in every dimension, if only slightly. High explosive 8. Yes. Alright. Garrus!
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market. But they're not as bad as the Cyclones. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic.
How?
This wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
I'm sorry. An L-Corps diplomat hacking people apart to harvest their parts? To sell on the black market? I am morbidly curious.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Wait, what?
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
God, the last time I heard about somebody having four balls, they had to walk to first base.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Ew.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Okay, suffice it to say, content warning for this episode, body horror.
hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. You just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
I mean, they got a point.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Look, I'm not going to argue that that motherfucker deserved whatever is coming to him. He deserves to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. That being said, hostage situation, thorny. If you can avoid risking additional lives, you probably should.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Well, at least he didn't change his name to Dr. Feelgood. That would just be ironic. Rex.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
So they went to Jared.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. He told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Don't you forget about dying. Don't you forget about your friend death. Don't you forget that you will die.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, There are some laws that even we hold sacred.
I'm sorry, what?
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Rex, you have no idea how much I want to give you a hug right now.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Let's see if we can get something a bit lighter from Ashley Madison Williams.
Hey, Skipper. Any interest in a small drink? It's a special occasion.
What's the occasion?
It's Armistice Day, when the first contact war ended. My family always marks it. Since I'm the only Williams aboard, I thought I'd ask you.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation. Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
Yeah, about that, Ashley, for some reason your files are,
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
I see. That's why you drive yourself so hard.
A Williams has to be better than the best, if only to avoid suspicion. That's what my dad told me the night before he retired. Takes a special kind of thick-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
I should have figured this out myself. I don't know how I can help you, though.
Look at who I am, Shepard. Do you ever hear me ask for help?
Fair
It's
point.
not that bad things don't happen to me. If you stay with me long enough, maybe I'll tell you about some of them. But I deal with them myself. I don't need a shoulder to cry on, a knight to rescue me, or a man to make me happy. This is who I am. I like her. And you better like her too. So, you still interested in me? Baggage and all?
Okay, I know you said you don't need a man to make you happy, but, what about a woman?
Everyone comes with baggage, Ash. The trick is finding a match set.
That's awful. Tell me you got that out of a fortune cookie.
I mean, kinda.
Once we save the galaxy, maybe the Alliance will get its act together. Start acting like an actual government.
The Alliance isn't perfect, but it does well enough.
Have to disagree with you there, Skipper. Giving aliens the run of our most advanced ship? Kowtowing to the Council?
Ash, you make me fall in love with you and then you just ruin the mood.
The Alliance should be able to stand on its own. We can't. Yet. Why not learn from the races who've been standing for the last 1,000 years?
How can you say that, given everything we've seen out here? They're already acting like Saren is our problem, already sicking us on the bear. The Council races will always think of themselves first. It's human nature. We can't afford to trust them, not if the survival of humanity is on the line.
Ash, you believe in God. An infallible, all-knowing creator with a plan for the universe. You think the diversity of views in the galaxy wasn't part of that?
I don't know what God intends, Shepard. I don't think humans have some divine mandate, if that's what you mean. I don't think we're superior.
Good. Remember that.
Humans are aggressive. We think fast, we move fast. Wars have started because of our need for constant progress. The Council can balance that.
Well, that's... Guess I never thought of it that way. All big picture, I mean. It doesn't make what happened to Granddad any better, though.
What happened to your grandfather shouldn't have happened.
Well, at least somebody knows that. You and he would have gotten along. He was a tough old bastard. I have a feeling things will come to a head soon. But don't worry, Shepard. I'll protect you.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? Like I said, the Rachni are dangerous. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. If you haven't talked to Dr. Tassoni, you probably should. She just lost her mom. That has to hurt. Just saying, Skipper.
You're right. It was my decision.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Oh, Ashley. You still have so much to learn. Oh, right. There's one very important person left that we've yet to talk to. Talizora Naraya.
I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Staren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
You know, in an earlier episode, I kind of brought up the point that the Quarians are kind of coded a bit akin to the Romani people. There's also a touch of the Jewish diaspora.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
I should go.
See you later.
An independently operating Geth. Interesting concept. Wonder if we'll ever come across it. Well, I think we should get back up and determine our next location. Which would probably help if I actually remembered where the elevator is. Tilaxu 008 Wixom at. I wonder if there's any codex points on the way up to Joker that I can boop. There doesn't seem to be, but I can talk to Joker.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
Yeah, the corporations. Definitely the corporations. unless you're looking for an orchiectomy.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
In one of the books that is a backstory for the Mass Effect series, as I recall, the entire reason that Joker is the pilot of the Normandy is because the pilot ship was originally going to go to someone else entirely. But he hijacked the Normandy and took it out on a test cruise on a tough obstacle course just to prove that he was the right person who could possibly squeeze the most possible out of the Normandy. And instead of court-martialing him, they said, "All right, kid, you proved your point."
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
I'll take it in the comm room.
Was ist das?
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
STD emergency! Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
That sounds significant.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Well, I guess that's our next major story mission, but we still got plenty of stuff to do. In fact, I want to look at our assignments here. Herschel System and the Kepler Verge. You know what? Let's do that. Herschel System and the Kepler Verge. There's Tau. Exodus. 6 Theta. Hawking Eta. Kepler Verge. Herschel. Here comes the snow, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the snow, and I say, at least it's not sleet. Okay. One of these planets we can land on. Let's find out which. But let's first talk about the planet starting with Klobaka. It is a moderately sized terrestrial world with a hazy hydrocarbon atmosphere. Its surface is mainly composed of chlorides with deposits of solid and liquid form hydrocarbons. Orbital period 2052.3 Earth years, radius 8198 kilometers, day length 59.7 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.81 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 7 degrees centigrade, and surface gravity 0.88 standard gravities. Go around the asteroid belt here. I think we found our location. Punjel. Tunchel is a massive terrestrial world nearly twice the size of Earth, with a dense atmosphere of nitrogen and ethane. Its scorching hot surface is composed of iron, with extensive deposits of heavy metals and radioactives. Radioactives! Radioactives! It is a mineralogical treasure trove, and many corporations are lobbying for mining rights. Orbital period 85.8 Earth years, radius 11,536 kilometers, daily 42.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 2 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 242 degrees centigrade, surface gravity 1.9, standard gravities. Matal. Several attempts to chart Matal have been made, but none have been successful. By normal standards, a small rock planet, Matal is a dense atmosphere composed of carbon dioxide and argon, with a surprising amount of water vapor. Fogs and rain are common on the barren, lifeless surface. Matal is pleasant enough to be considered a terraforming prospect, though its low mass and high radiation of the energetic blue star Herschel place it fairly far down on the list. Orbital period 207.3 Earth years, radius 4,077 kilometers, daily 34.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.49 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 33 degrees centigrade, surface gravity half a standard G. Klugon. Klugon's hydrogen-helium atmosphere is given a fairly dramatic emerald tint by chlorine and ionized gases. It has nearly 100 moons. Orbital period 1,013.71 Earth years. Radius 17,988 kilometers. Day length 19.2 Earth hours. One alternate name for a mystery-themed board game. MSV Fidele. The Fidele is a Calhoun-class modular conveyor of human design. In addition to the standard cargo bay, the hull has several biological research modules attached. Registry, private owner, Dr. R. Hart. I guess he's a magic man. He's got the magic hands. Garrus wants us to bring him along, so we're going to do that. And let's also, for a torture balance, bring in Erdnot Rex. Cracking open a cold one with me and the boys. Okay, so there's red dots that way, which means that's the way that I want to go, and there's no other way I can't go, so... Are those reflavored husks? Those look like reflavored husks. Okay, we're switching to shotgun. Now that all of them are dead. Well, I brought the right crew. Okay, forward is the goal. Can we go over here the sides? That one we can, that one we cannot. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
Are you sure it's him?
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
Garrus?
He's crazy! Please, don't let him do this to me.
Garrus? I realize you've been hunting this boy for a long time. I realize he is a very, very, very awful person. But you need to rev down, boy.
We'll take him in, drop him off with the military.
But we have him. We can't let him get away. Not again.
If he dies, we'll never know what he's been up to, or how he did it. We'll take him in, interrogate him, and he'll serve his time.
Okay. You're right. You're a very lucky Solarian. You owe the commander your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
And so he dies anyway. What was the point of that?
I'll tell you. I don't know.
You can't predict how people will act, Garrus, but you can control how you'll respond. In the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I ever met anyone like you, Commander. Well, I guess we're done here.
Salion's medical equipment is stained with the blood of many species. Pale blue, violet, orange, and more than a few dark red. But his work is ended here. Time to head back to Normandy. But not before we loot his place of all the shit that he's got. Oh, strats, thank you. Bro, strats. You know, I should have known he was going to run the instant he sounded sarcastic. Oh well. Oh, I should probably check for upgrades. Crossfire, you get caught up in the... Storm 8. Brawler 7. Punisher 7. Seems appropriate. How about armor? Do we have any better armor for him? We do not. Ooh, Titan 7. I'm sure that Rex will very much appreciate that. Do we have better amp for him? We do not. Okay, so Striker is his speed. Karpa. Sokolov. I'll give him a pulse rifle. Oh. It's been a while since we used Garrus. He gets Master Assassination. Advanced Overload. And Rex gets Master Warp. Master Warp theme song. Alright. Before we get out of here, I just gotta go up front and see if there's anything I can grab, and there isn't. Okay then. It's a shame you had to die, my here. No one's getting out of here alive this time. Alright, what else can I do here? Horsehead, Strenuous, Newton in the Kepler Verge, pretty well on all of those. Century and Hawking Edda. Well, since we're in the Kepler Verge, let's go ahead and head to the strenuous system up in Newton.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I've received some information I thought you'd want to see, Commander. Someone is killing former Alliance scientists. There have been 4 deaths in the past month.
I'm happy to look into it, Admiral. What can you tell me?
We found a connection between the scientists and you. They all worked on a classified project several years ago, on a cruise.
Okay. So this is the sole survivor Shepard's backstory.
This can't have anything to do with what happened to me on a cruise.
Those Thresher Maws killed dozens of soldiers. If this was more than just an accident, we need to know. Commander, Shepard, what you do with this is up to you. I just thought you'd want to know. There was one other scientist on the project, Dr. Wayne. I'm transmitting his last known coordinates. Good luck. 5th Fleet out.
We might do that on a future video. Right now, though, let's check the Kepler Verge out. Junkro. Junkro is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sodium in its upper atmosphere. Like Uranus in the Sol system, it is tipped on its side, its north pole facing the star Newton. Orbital period of flat 60 Earth years, radius 66,642 kilometers, day length 16.8 Earth hours, and survey says... hydrogen! Shock surprise for a gas giant to have hydrogen. Says Mose. What says Mose? Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. If Moses, he knows his toes aren't roses, as Moses supposes his toes to be. Says Moses is an ice dwarf world. Its planet composed almost entirely of... I got so caught up in the Singing in the Rain reference that I need to restart that. Says Mose is an ice dwarf world, its surface composed almost entirely of frozen water. Normally a planetoid this small would not be great inclusion in the system's charts, but Sesmo's unusually large and beautiful ring of ice crystals have made it a popular subject for visual artists. The ring is the result of a glancing equatorial impact, which left a large trench and threw a great deal of melted water into the atmosphere. The rings are a temporary feature that will completely decay in a few thousand years. Orbital period 272.2 Earth years, radius 3,111 kilometers, day length 23.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure, not much to speak of, surface temperature, negative 188 centigrade, and surface gravity 0.09 standard Gs. Clencori. Clencori in the house. Clencori is a rock and ice planet with an atmosphere composed of chlorine and argon. The frozen surface is mainly composed of potassium with deposits of iron. Clencori is famously claimed by the eccentric Follis billionaire Kuman Scholl. He claims that a vision of higher being told him to seek on Clencori the, quote, lost crypts of beings of light, unquote. These entities were supposedly created at the dawn of time to protect organic life from synthetic, quote, machine devils, unquote. Scholl has been excavating on Clencori's toxic surface for 2 decades at great expense. No government has valued the world enough to evict a small army of mercenaries. Orbital period 20.6 Earth years, radius 7,677 kilometers, day length 18.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.01 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature negative 109 centigrade, surface gravity 0.82 standard gravities, and survey says... Scans of the planet Clencori revealed a cockpit of a Volus trading vessel. There are no signs of the rest of the ship, but a salvage team discovered one of Matriarch Delanaga's writings in the ship's systems. And Ontaram. Ontari! Ontaram! 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 Though Ontaram's surface is uncomfortably hot, the nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere its nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere and abundant shallow seas make it an ideal candidate for habitation by most known species. Unfortunately, the orbit of the moon Thonal has been slowly decaying since the system coalesced. Its proximity is beginning to have tidal effects, and its dynamo-like revolution through Ontaram's magnetic field is generating increasingly powerful electric storms. Some have suggested emplacement of Mass Effect drives in an attempt to lighten the moon and correct its orbit. The scale of such a project, tens of thousands of drives, costing enough to bankrupt the governments of all the Citadel races, make it a pipe dream. A multiracial effort is underway to catalog and preserve the unique genetic diversity of Ontaram's vibrant biosphere. Exogeny Corp, boo! And Heiyuan Genomics represent the Alliance's share of that effort. Orbital period 1.2 Earth years, radius 6,443 kilometers, daily 39.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.79 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 58 degrees centigrade, surface gravity 0.82, standard gravities. Let's land. Let's land. Get in on Mako and drive around. Let's land. If y'all haven't noticed by now that I'm a very, very musically inclined person, I don't know what to tell you. And here we are on a very grassy planet Ontaram. What do we find here? Well, let's wait until the next episode to find out. So, until next time, I am Titania Bird. Whenever we see each other again, later y'all.